Greetings, folks. It is Old Tom Jin returning as advertised to my playthrough of Fallout 4 survival mode, my permadeath run. So, we're in possession of a brand new, well, not brand new, highly used fusion core, and we're heading to the roof to deal with those infamous, horrible, seemingly unstoppable raiders to rescue Preston and the Scooby Gang. I've left Dogmeat down here in the lobby, if you will, just because, I mean, he's squishy and he gets in the way. And I really only have him here for roleplay purposes and to haul my stuff. But he doesn't really make much of a difference in this combat anyway. In fact, if anything, he gets threatened, and then you gotta potentially rescue him. And I mean, I guess strictly speaking, you don't really have to rescue him. And I really have to remember that just he's not actually gonna die if he's just gonna go home. But at the same time, we don't want to take any risks. Of course, I'm not going to play Michael Daly's little recording. Those of you who are familiar with the game know it. If you don't know it, I'm sure you can find it online elsewhere. But we're going to go right to business here. Here, of course, is the T-45 armor, which looks remarkably good for sitting out here in the elements for the last 210 years. But I guess they don't make them like they used to, I guess. I don't know, it's pretty tough stuff. I, of course, have changed into some leather armor here. Oh, I should have a leather chest piece on. Not that it's going to make much of a difference at the moment, but, I'll wear it just in case. But for right now, it doesn't matter at all because I'm getting into this thing. One of the great joys, I will say, of Fallout 4 was that little animation, that sort of Iron Man aspect of using power armor. Oh, that was so awesome the first time you see it. Now, as soon as I pick up this minigun, we're going to see a new group of raiders appear in the distance. Oh, actually, before I could have sworn it was triggered by me getting the minigun. I guess that's not the case. Oh. Man, Preston, I was going to kill that guy. Rob me of my XP, buddy. Not appreciative. I'm in no particular hurry here. I'm sure Preston can hold them off for the moment. I'm just going to collect for the Commonwealth.
Why don't you get down here? You and my boys have a little talk. Still waiting, asshole!
They did tag me. I kind of like to pick them off again because this is survival mode, because it's tough.
Come on,
damn it! Didn't catch him. This drives me. One of the things that drives me nuts is the clipping on objects, so that where your gun is pointing and where it looks like it's pointing are two very different things. See, right there, bounced off the damn roof, and I'm sighting down. It drives me crazy. You gotta kind of overdo it, and stepping out. There you go. I mean, it looks like I should be. Oh, where's Gristle?
Places to be.
Well, I hear him. I don't see him. So we're going to pick off this guy. Try to pick off as many as I can before I land. Now, he's tagging me though. Well, you know what? Oh wait, he's up there. That's why I didn't see him. Sneaky devil. Huh. That's surprising. I don't think I've ever seen Gristle do that. Whoa. Alright. Even in power armor, I'm kind of vulnerable here. Wow. I kind of want to take Gristle out before I get down any further. There we go. Gristle's down. That's what I wanted to see. Alright, that's good. Of course, Gristle can do a little more damage to me because he's got a slightly better weapon, which hopefully will soon be one of my weapons. You know what? It's too hard to get these guys from up here. I think I've had enough of them, and I think it's time to, you know, do what one does in power armor. Jump. So we're going to take a little grilled rad roach to top off our.
Nothing to worry.
Where are you guys? There you are. And of course, what do we do as soon as we hear that? We go inside. This thing was so scary the first time I encountered it, until I realized it can't go inside structures. I gotta kind of let it deal with most of the raiders here. It's yeah, watch. It's just wonderful. It just takes them the heck out. Oh, and then it goes running. Well, one of the very, very, very few times that you can see what's on your opponents on your compass is when they're a quest marker. And so I know exactly where that guy is. Now, am I going down there? Hell no. Power armor or not, I am not in good shape to deal with this thing. But that's okay. I don't need to. I just need to wait here until he comes back. It may not be the most heroic thing, but it is the smart thing to do. Now, of course, some really advanced AI would be if the Deathclaw just got tagged and decided to run away and hide until sometime later. Boy, that would be pretty amazing. The thing just leaves. We can't find it, and then it just makes its way back later. Comes into Sanctuary. Oh, that would be terrifying. That would be truly terrifying. If you knew this Deathclaw with a grudge wandering the Commonwealth. And Deathclaws, as we have noted from previous Fallouts, are not always as unintelligent as we might think. Oh, here he comes back. Big dumb dinosaur. Come on, you son of a bitch. There we go. He's down. See, not... like I said, that one seems to be pretty dumb, but they're not always that dumb. They're actually... Yeah, some of them are actually intelligent, and the intelligent ones I would think would be much scarier. Another piece of interesting Fallout lore is that Deathclaws are not actually a mutated form of life, as some people may think. They are actually genetically engineered. If you look at the lore, they were actually created by the U.S., I think, actually, to drop behind enemy lines and cause terror, which of course they would have, but of course they got away, they escaped, and survived the apocalypse to become the apex predator of the wasteland. Oh, he get a spatula at some point. But yeah, someone was asking me the other day how am I going to deal with Deathclaws? Well, that one obviously is a little bit of a special case because the game just hands me some convenient power armor and a minigun. But even then, if I was on the ground, oof, that would be a nightmare. So my main method of dealing with Deathclaws is to A, get to a place where they can't hit me, or can't get to me, and shoot them from there. B, move very far away and in stealth, and when I have appropriate levels of perks to snipe at them, or toss explosives at them. or rather than toss, I should say. What I more typically do is plant explosives in their path, so that when they come for me, they run over bombs. That's what you really want to do. But yeah, basically avoid the hell out of them. Hey, I wonder if that Yao Guai's still there. Come to think of it, kind of surprised he wasn't attracted by the sound of all this combat. We already... No, that was new. These guys were new. Why am I going to the trouble of collecting all this stuff? Because it will go away. And I need every single bit of leather that I can get my paws on. Where'd Gristle get to? There he is. Well, damn it. Usually... I can't believe he did all that damage to me with a heavy pipe pistol. Usually Gristle has a hunting rifle of some kind. Not always, but very frequently he's got a slightly higher damage weapon. But not this time. That is disappointing. Alright, so... Am I proof against the Yao Guai in this? I don't know that I am. I think a stunted Yao Guai is almost as dangerous as that Death Claw. So this may be dumb. Once again, am I being dumb? Well, maybe I should go... Let's go see if he's still there. From the safety of the upper window. I think between being in the upper window and being in the power armor, I think I feel confident in going after him. And you see here another country heard from my household. Someone is complaining about the living arrangements. There he is indeed. Oh geez. Okay, well maybe I shouldn't worry about that much about him, because I can apparently just beat the hell out of him from here. Maybe I should worry about him. We're going to see if he can go upstairs. He can't go upstairs. Well, he can't go upstairs and I can't shoot for shit. So, we're even. Although I feel a little bit less shitty about my targeting abilities, because what drives me nuts about the minigun is when you sight it in, you lose the reticle. I guess the general nature of this thing is you're not supposed to try to do that. Where is he? See, now I'm really in a fix, because now he's probably out there somewhere, waiting for me. Well, I wanted to take him on. I had it in my head I was going to do this. Apologies for the peanut gallery. You know, cats will be cats. Oh wow, he's not returning to his starting zone. That's concerning. That's concerning. The good part is, however, he's not in the room. He's not climbing the stairs. At least not yet. So I think it's time to, while we wait for him to calm down, we'll level up real quick. And what am I taking? I am taking armor. Why am I taking armor? I want access to those higher level mods, not just for protection. I mean, protection, the protection it gives me in terms of DR, at least for anything I have at this level, is pretty skimpy in terms of making the difference between living and dying. But what it does do is it allows me to get shadowed armor, which enhances my stealth, and I want to get that as quickly as possible. That guy just disappeared on me. Boy, this is, again, this is how we get those sort of tense encounters. Where did he go? Making me awful nervous now. There he is. Well, apparently he can't get in the building. Where did he go? Wow, this is like a horror movie, this guy. The disappearing grizzly. Oh, there he goes. I cannot hit shit. There we go. Finally got him. Thank God. It's kind of funny because it's kind of a risk even going after him, but man, I just don't want him laying around. I don't want him on my back door. Here's some more. We're some unfortunate campers. We're actually quite well equipped, but scavengers. Oh, scavengers. Nothing in their cooking station. Well, this is a good time to explore this now while I'm wearing this heavy-duty power armor. Now, these guys, of course, are always here. I guess we might assume that if we saw them here and we hadn't seen them before, that they were also killed by the Yao Guai, and maybe in this circumstance we can say they were, but they're actually here every single time. I still have not run into any antibiotics, and that concerns me. Well, now that I'm done being a big wuss and hiding from Yao Guais, a big surviving wuss, I'm going to go back, talk to Preston and Scooby Gang, and get the hell out of Dodge here. Dodge? Concord. Have I recovered from that particular body? Let me just make doubly sure. Yes, I have. I've recovered everybody. Everybody's good gear. And in we go. It also makes sense, I think, from a roleplay perspective for me to take armor now that I just, I put on the power armor. That's the time when you're like, oh yeah, armor. I know there's...
You okay?
I'm fine.
Well, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Quit fussing.
That was a pretty amazing display. I'm just glad you were on our side.
You guys gonna be okay now?
Yeah, for a while anyway. We can at least move someplace. Listen, when we first met, you said you were glad to help. Well, you did. And we owe you our lives. So here, it ain't much, but it's the best way I can say thank you.
What happens now?
For the longest time, Mama Murphy's had a vision of a place called Sanctuary. Some old neighborhood, but one we can make new again. Why don't you come with us? I could really use your help.
What would I need to do?
You'd need to stay strong like you've been. 'Cause there's more to your destiny. I've seen it. And I know your pain.
My destiny? What do you mean?
You're a man out of time, out of hope. But all's not lost. I can feel your
Peggy
son's
Carter?
energy.
Or Sharon
He's
Carter?
alive.
Oh, damn it, I'm over encumbered again. Where's my son? Where's Sean?
Oh, I wish I knew, kid. I really do. But it's not like I can see your son. I can just feel his life force, his energy. He's out there. And even I don't need the sight to tell you where you should start looking. The great green jewel of the Commonwealth. Diamond City. The biggest settlement around.
What's in Diamond City? Is Sean there?
Look, kid, I'm tired now. Maybe you'll bring me some chems later. The sight will paint a clearer picture.
No, Mama Murphy we talked about.
So, I'll get back to my other topic in a second, but one of the things that really annoys me to no end in this game, in survival mode specifically, is the way that the encumbrance rules are set up for survival. If, as many of you know, if you go over the weight limit, you start taking damage. You're so heavily burdened that you're actually just straining yourself. Many people have complained about this, but I will add my voice to the chorus. I don't like this for several reasons. One, have you ever known anyone to carry so much stuff to such an extent that they are actually killing themselves carrying it? That's nuts. And it's nuts that it kind of just goes over. You go over a tipping point, and all of a sudden you're killing yourself slowly. That's crazy. Number two, there are many quests in this game where you are given rewards of materials. And just players being players, of course we are running our inventories up to the limit. So it's very common for you to be in a conversation and receive goods, and then all of a sudden you're like, dying under the weight as they jaw at you. Number one, it's incredibly immersion breaking. But two, it just doesn't make any sense. Of course, I have a rapid solution here, which is talk to this guy, this friendly four-legged fellow, and give him some of the stuff I'm carrying. So I don't need to worry about that anymore. And I think that's all I need to give him, actually.
All gonna
there we go.
die eventually. We're gonna need the site. And our new friend here, he's gonna need it too. Now let's get going. Sanctuary awaits.
All right, folks. Thanks to our friend here, it's safe to move out. We're heading for that place Mama Murphy knows about. Sanctuary. It's not far.
She knows about it? You mean she had one of her visions while she was stoned out of her gourd? And now you want us to just head out on another wild goose chase based on no better plan than Mama Murphy saw it?
It can hardly turn out any worse than...
Everybody just take it easy. We're all in this together, right? So Marcy, you got a better idea of what we should do next? Anybody? Well then, Sanctuary it is. Let's just hope it lives up to its name.
Come on, June, it's time to go.
Oh, okay.
And so away we go. Preston and Scooby Gang. Having completed our first major hurdle. I really regard that as, I guess it's really the second major hurdle in terms of a permadeath run. The first one is that, sort of that initial scouting of the, I know it seems like a silly milestone. Yeah, like that guy, that poor dead guy sitting over there. Oh, I'm peckish from food. I should get some food. Maybe some baked bloatfly. And some mut chops.
Right behind you, boss.
Which I don't know how I'm eating that in my power armor, but go with it. Just go with it. So of course we know it's safe from here on out, but it's nice to, it would make sense that Thomas would kind of help to guide them where they need to go. I'll tell you one thing we are going to do at some point shortly, and that is to come back here. Oh, wait a minute, did I get... Oh, look, I'm glad I walked over here. There's some more leather to be had. But we're definitely going to explore that area before long.
Still can't believe you took that thing out.
First time I've seen one of these things up close. I'm very glad it's already dead.
Also, the Deathclaw sometimes ends up in funny positions, but kind of half dead in the pool of water that looks pretty cool, I got to admit. So yeah, so he's the second great sort of this may kill me in the game. I mean, the raiders, of course. I suppose anything can kill me, really, but he's he's sort of the first real threat. But he's not, of course, as you saw, he's not really a threat. Not when he is running around in the streets and pardon me for the interruption. He's running around the streets and I'm up on a balcony, but that was learned after many, 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 many hard times. And you never know. You never know when, like, the game will surprise you. I have been surprised before. I've been in places that I thought were safe from the Deathclaw.
This festering boil on the ass end of the Commonwealth. No offense if you're from here or something.
But yeah, so once in a while you'll think you're safe from one, and then he'll jump up and get me. I've been on like rocky outcroppings that I thought were out of reach of a Deathclaw, and then they clamber on up and take me out. I've been across what I thought were safely large bodies of water. I'm like, I'm on the other side of the river. I can snipe them from here. Nope, they cross the water, come after me. It's kind of amazing. Deathclaws are always still manage to surprise and frighten me. There are, of course, random spawns of them not too far from here, actually. If one goes east, once in a great while, you'll find 2 of them, which is just terrifying.
Could be some good salvage in there. Let's get the sanctuary first, though.
So they kind of could barely overhear it, but Sturgis was expressing his admiration for Red Rocket as a place to live. And what I usually do is actually end up sending Sturgis to Red Rocket, make it a little sort of sanctuary advance fortress over there. Their zones are so close together. Anything that comes over the bridge usually comes by them. Thinking specifically of super mutants, who will raid the area every once in a while. But we haven't gotten to them yet, thankfully. Earlier point, I was considering doing another way to approach this from a survival standpoint would be to, emphasize the power armor, to say, hey, if Thomas is out here, he's freaked out by the wasteland, why wouldn't he walk around in power armor all the time? Practically speaking, the fusion core's rarity is, and the rate at which they expend their energy just doesn't really make that realistic. I think I'm probably going to end up holding on to those fusion cells eventually. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to evaluate. I'm going to throw all my stuff in here, and we'll evaluate that in a little bit here. Let's see what else we've got. Do I have anything that I want to get rid of? All right. I think we're going to leave that stuff there. That's fine. I've got a newsboy cap. That's actually quite handy. That will... the charisma items are lifesavers, because, as I think I may have mentioned in a previous session, charisma items get you out of situations that would otherwise absolutely kill you. I'm talking, of course, of those particular encounters where you come upon a conversation, you enter in conversation trying to resolve a conflict. If you fail, they open fire, and they open fire at point-blank range with their weapons, which on normal difficulty is challenging. On survival difficulty is simply a straight-up kill. You're just dead. I can't think of a single situation where if I haven't resolved the conflict at the Drumlin Diner without peaceably convincing everybody to stand down, where I haven't ended up either dead or very, very near dead, just because when I'm at low level, I don't have a lot of hit points, and whether it be Trudy or Wolfgang, they're shooting at me in point blank range. I'm gonna get hurt. So it's pretty scary. And then of course one of the most dangerous ones, as I get out of my power armor now, one of the most dangerous ones is the Triggermen. The encounter with the Triggermen with Skinny Malone. That one, if you don't if you don't convince them to settle it through non-violent means, you're gonna die. That many submachine guns, close range, you just go down. So I don't dare enter those without significant bonuses to my charisma. And that newsboy cap, plus a nice clean blue suit, those will make the difference between life and death, folks. And so here we are back in this relative safety of Sanctuary, the aptly named Sanctuary. I see that I did still take a couple of hits there, but I'll top myself off in a little bit. And I guess we should find Codsworth and let him know that there's folks. I think I just saw Codsworth. Where was he? This is the problem with putting these lanterns in my house. I usually identify Codsworth at night by looking for his jet, but I can't do that as reliably if there are other little orange glowy things. Is that him over there? Might be him over there. Where is the guy? He does weird things. He goes and wanders into houses and just hangs out. Oh, there he is.
Mr. Thomas, welcome back, sir. I do hope you were able to find some assistance in Concord.
You could say that. I made a few new friends.
Can't have enough of those these days. I realize that I'm no Mr. Gutsy, but if needed, I'd be honored to accompany you throughout the Commonwealth. Just say the word.
I'd like to trade some items. Well, I say that, and actually I don't have anything to trade with Codsworth. I don't know even how I picked up some dirty water. I don't know where I picked that up. Maybe from one of the raiders? I don't know. Well, I'll have to convert that into something else. But you know what? I do have a razor grain. I could make myself another noodle cup. I might have to do that, because noodle cups are wonderful. So yeah, I guess I don't have anything actually to trade with Codsworth. Usually I like to give him a couple. Well, you know what? Actually, that's not true. I will give him a couple things here. Just one or two. Just a handful of stim packs. Just to hold on his person for now. I'm not going to hire him quite yet, but my intention is, again, I find the companions usually get in the way, but at low levels, they are good mules, and there's no better mule than Codsworth, really. Well, I guess Strong's a better mule, but you have to deal with Strong, who's I despise. Oh, I suppose there's something I should do here, though. I have not been officially charged with this, but these guys need they need beds. And officially or not, I don't want them wandering around sleeping in my bed. So I have cleared out this particular room, this particular house, and these rooms, so that the Scooby Gang can stay here. So we're just gonna make it easy for him here. Get rid of that. So they have barely enough food and barely enough defense. And again, technically you get formally charged with this once you talk to Preston, but I'm not actually going to acquiesce to Preston's request. And this gets into one of those little tidbits of the role play aspects of this game that I want to try to emphasize, at least. I can't imagine that someone in Thomas's, or whoever the protagonist is, someone in their situation, if asked, "Hey, do you think I know about your I know about your missing son, but do you think you could spare a little while and risk your life to go fight some raiders? Even after Mama Murphy has already told you that, hey, there's a clue in Diamond City, you should go there." And I can only assume that he now trusts Mama Murphy. Now that he's seen her vision actually of the Deathclaw come true. But would you? I mean, if you were given that choice from Preston, like, hey, you wanna help us out? I mean, not that Thomas is a bad guy. Not that the protagonist is necessarily an immoral person, but would you do that? I wouldn't. And so I think that this gets into sort of the people cap on Fallout a great deal, saying like, well, it doesn't really have a lot of good role play. I don't necessarily. I agree that the game doesn't always help you role play, but I don't know if I'd say that you can't role play in Fallout 4. I think you can, and I think it's just about sort of taking items in your matters into your own hands and deciding how would I behave in this circumstance. Don't think about it in terms of how a video game character would behave. Think about it in terms of how a father would behave or a mother. Uh, a parent that has lost their child. And I think I've mentioned this earlier that you're more or less torn between the utter terror of being in this lethal place where every time you turn around it might kill you, and the desire to find some clue about where your kid is, at least in the early game. So it only makes sense to me that when Preston asks, I'm going to say no. Uh, like I said, wouldn't anybody? So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna sleep in this bed before Marcy can get to it, because I want to save and make sure that we will shortly reassign everyone to their appropriate place to sleep. But I am not letting Marcy take this bed. She always takes my bed. I mean, why wouldn't you? It's the best bed in the settlement. But screw them. They can sleep on sleeping bags. I can only sleep 3 hours in a sleeping bag, but as far as I can tell, settlers can sleep there all night. I guess they're more used to it. I don't know. Alright, so there we are. We are back safely in Sanctuary. And I think the thing to do now, well, of course, we have some gear here. Do I want to keep wearing the leather? I mean, the leather has... And I'm speaking here of not of the piecemeal armor, but of the apparel. The road leathers give you 2 damage resistance for ballistic. And that's it. Now, they only weigh 1, but that's not great. Of course, these other things in the vanilla game, you cannot wear these with piecemeal armor because of clipping issues. I don't know. I think I might have to go back to my old vault suit. Not the utility jumpsuit, unfortunately, because it also, boy, I wish it did work, but it will not work with piecemeal armor, and it can't be enhanced. But the Vault 111 jumpsuit, the default one, you can wear that with any piecemeal armor. So I might go right back to that. Oh yeah, I guess I did have another charisma item, the pompadour wig, if I chose to wear that, but I don't think that would be very convincing to you. Black pompadour wig with a bright ginger goatee. It doesn't seem very likely. So we're gonna go back to the Vault 111 jumpsuit, I think. Oh, and I'm still carrying the minigun. Don't really need to be carrying that. But yeah, we're gonna need to make some decisions about weaponry, about armor, about a whole number of things. And I think that I'm gonna do most of that thinking offline, and we will come back to this afterwards and start our journey further into the wasteland. Now, of course, we now have a direction. We know where we're supposedly supposed to go. But that doesn't mean we're going to go straight there. And by that I mean we've seen how dangerous this place is. We need to gear up. The one thing I am going to do here is refuse Preston.
I'm glad you decided to come with us. I should have listened to Mama Murphy all along. Pretty nice place she's found for us. I think we could settle down here. Make it a place to call home. What do you think?
Hey, I used to like living here before the war.
What do you mean? Before what war? Are you saying...
I lived here over 200 years ago. I was frozen or something for most of it. I just woke up a little while ago.
Damn. Like one of those old pre-war ghouls. You say you were frozen. Anybody else make it out with you?
Just my son. Someone took him away while I was still trapped. Have you run across anybody with a baby boy?
Damn. I'm sorry. But no, I haven't run across any kidnapped babies. I'll definitely keep an eye out for him. Anyway, I am glad you're here.
Awkward pause. It's just getting more awkward, Preston. Say something.
And I hope you don't mind, but I've got another favor to ask. I've had word from a settlement asking for help. There's still hope in there are Minutemen out there somewhere. The only chance to start rebuilding the Minutemen is to show people that they can count on us when they need us. Trouble is, I've got my hands full here. Do you think you could go help out the settlement?
I can't help
That's
right
your
now, I'm
call.
sorry.
I hope you change your mind.
So yeah, it only makes logical sense to refuse Preston. I mean, just, I gotta be moving on. I've got to get to Diamond City, and there's going to be enough delays without that because, like I said, think about where what Thomas has encountered here. Huge, giant death beasts, you know, lethal raiders hopped up on chems, and the only friendly people he's found is a handful of mutated bears, I might add, and a handful of really desperate, kind of pathetic people. So I don't think that we're, you know, I appreciate Preston's goals, but it doesn't make sense to join the Minutemen right now. It certainly doesn't make sense to do the kind of quests that Preston's going to want me to do. I need to go find my son. So that's what we're going to do. Next time, we're going to gear up, and well, I'm going to probably gear up between sessions, and we're going to see about finding the route south to Diamond City to get on the trail of Sean. This, of course, has been Old Tom Gin. This is my playthrough of Fallout 4, my permadeath run on survival difficulty. And yeah, we'll see what happens next. You know, we've passed the first I thought this was going to kill me challenge. We've passed the second I thought this was going to kill me challenge. But there's many, 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 many more to come. It could be, there are many things that could end my life. It could be a stray shot from a sniper. It could be a Molotov cocktail. It could be a shotgun blast at close range. It could be a mutant hound that I didn't see coming that bites my head off. There's a ton of things out there that can kill me. Wow, I'm definitely convincing myself I need to gear up. I really need to gear up. I'm not prepared to go out there yet. Alright, well, let's see what we can do to make ourselves more survivable. Thanks for watching, everybody.